Joe Biden is senile and cannot govern the United States.
They say every accusation is an admission, and boy, is that true here.
Tonight, America saw, let's say, a very different Joe Biden. I might call him Jacked Up Joe.
If there's a debate this Thursday, and we'll get to that, Trump's going to look exactly like what he is, and that's not good for tiny fingers.
Voices of famed evangelical.
As Biden carefully and methodically explains his accomplishments, his visions of the future, and the dangers of a psychopathic narcissist leading our nation, the Trump band of tucked-up eunuchs will have nothing but made-up stories of drugs and Hunter Biden. And even if they could talk policy, do you believe this guy could articulate macroeconomics?
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, "Sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal." Refutal or a rebuttal? What the hell word would that be? Rebuttal? What they'll say, he didn't know, rebuttal or refutal, but they don't know either.
It's so bad the Republican Party's only response to Joe Biden's masterful, kick-ass performance at the State of the Union was that Biden must be on drugs.
All of a sudden, this guy is like amped. On speed or something.
That's amazing. Amazing that they don't recognize the irony. It wasn't Joe Biden that slept and farted all through his criminal trial. And whose doctor lied about his height, his weight, and his health.
Those drugs are out there. They treat the cognition part of it. They try to, make it where he can think straighter and he's not lost and confused as much. And then there's drugs that actually just increase alertness, like Adderall and other types of amphetamine-type drugs, maybe Provigil, things like that. And then there's a host of drugs that try to take the agitated edge off of most of these cognitive disorders. So I feel like they're probably giving him a little bit of all of this. They just have to get it just right. They all have different times of onset. They have different duration. They interact with each other. So it's a challenge, but I think they have no choice with what they're working with. They don't have much to work with.
Okay, a few things first. Jackson is violating just about every ethical standard by speculating about Biden's health. But of course, this is a guy who said tiny fingers only weigh 215 pounds. His thigh weighs 215 pounds. But Fox doesn't care who they bring on as a pretend expert. For the record, this guy, Dr. Ronny Jackson, a Pentagon report found that when Ronny was White House doctor, he was, quote, widely dispensing sedatives and stimulants, failing to maintain records on potent drugs, including fentanyl, and he distributed to hundreds of ineligible White House staff and contractors. Pill-pushing Dr. Ronny also made sexual comments to subordinates and took the sedative Ambien while working as a White House physician. Jackson also mistreated subordinates and disparaged, belittled, bullied, and humiliated them. But other than that, classy guy. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Trump is so cognitively impaired, he can't even remember his name.
I think you should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera.
And I aced it. Dr. Ronny Johnson. Does everyone know Ronny Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor.
The entire Republican Party, from Donnie Diapers to this slump-faced hack, all have the same talking points slash lies.
So hyped up, it was bizarre. I will not be shouting the whole hour.
But that's not all. They lie using cheap fakes as well.
It was a pretty misleading video because what you're seeing here on the left is the New York Post edit, that version. That's all people could see. It zoomed in. It was claiming that Biden appears to be wandering off. But when you actually zoom out, like you do here on the right, you can see the full picture from the unedited source pool cameras, where very clearly he was talking to skydivers who were just out of frame as he was standing.
I mean, if Biden has really lost it, why do you have to make up fake video? And now they roll out this hump to literally make shit up.
And it's really embarrassing as a former White House physician to have to do something like this.
Biden wasn't dancing because you know what looks worse than not dancing? This. So Dr. Ronny pops a couple more pills himself and continues.
But we don't have any choice based on what's going on. But I'm going to be demanding on behalf of many millions of concerned Americans right now that he submit to a drug test before and after this debate, specifically looking for performance-enhancing drugs. Because we've seen recently in his State of the Union address that there was a Joe Biden that came out that was not similar at all to what we see on a day-to-day basis for the last 3.5 years. And there's just really no way to explain that other than he was on something, that they'd given him medications. I feel like this is probably what's going on over this week at Camp David. You know, he's going to be at Camp David for a full week before the debate. Part of that is probably experimenting with, just getting the doses just right, because, they have to treat his cognition. They have to give him something to help him think straighter.
See, here's the deal, and any psychiatrist will tell you this. There are no pills that cure dementia. None. If there were, Donnie Diapers would be popping them like M&Ms.
This is your brain.
What Jackson's doing violates every code of conduct for physicians, but Fox couldn't care less. Look, they're supporting a sociopathic narcissist who isn't hiding his dark and dystopian revenge.
My ultimate and absolute revenge
Against the justice system, juries, prosecutors, and grand juries who found him liable and guilty of everything from rape to 34 financial crimes.
I'm a truly desperate man.
He celebrates it.
and election interfering witch hunt of a trial.
And here's the big difference. Joe Biden doesn't hide who he is or what he hopes to achieve.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while. When you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever. I know the American story.
Biden loves his son and supports his road back to health, but he won't abuse the power of his office for personal gain.
I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Compare that to Tiny Fingers.
We will treat those people from January 6th fairly. We will treat them fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly.
I have the absolute right to pardon myself while maintaining he's done nothing wrong.
Now, I mentioned at the top of this video that if Trump shows up to the debate, because I'm not convinced he will. Why? Well, he won't have his insane crowds to feed his crazy. No, he'll be on his own. And at the debate, it won't be a circle jerk of kiss-ass Fox lackeys, but instead real journalists who will ask tough questions as they should.
Now, there are some even saying, Mark, that Donald Trump might be wise to just pass on the first debate, wait till he's nominated, then debate him. What would you say to that?
And they'll shut off his mic, which will tick Trump off because his mind wanders like a fart in a compact car.
Hi, what's up?
Meaning his brain is so fried he won't be able to finish a point before they... Plus, the debate will be at night. And psychotherapists point out that during the daylight, Trump can pass as just maybe a quirky weirdo.
I want to be a dictator.
But at nights, after his brain has been cooked all day, he goes off the rails.
You're a nasty person. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow.
What does it say about the Republican Party if Pill Poppin' Ronny, the guy who was handing out drugs like Halloween candy, is the one guy you bring forward to charge that Biden is using drugs?
And we will take back our country on November 5th, 2024. On November 5th, 2024. 2024.
Remember what I said? Every accusation is an admission.
I have a cocaine addiction.
Oh, easy there, Junior.
Who's with me?
Hi, what's up?
Time to pack it up.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore. Am I wrong?
Yeah, right.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.